Hello and welcome to Wedding Angels, the show. My name is Sylvia. Wedding Angels are wedding planners that help you to have the wedding of your dreams. So today we are discussing first dances. Should a couple rehearse their first dance or just freestyle it? So stay tuned where I and my guest host will go through this topic. Hello and welcome. Today I am joined by my lovely guest hosts. We have Amy, who is a wedding day consultant. We have Evie, who is a planner, and Kelly, who is a celebrant. Now, when it comes to first dances, I think just a regular two-step with the two of you looking into each other's eyes and swaying is enough and really romantic. But I think if you do want something more, either rehearse it or just don't do it at all, because I think it can really flop and look really, really bad when you see a couple kind of nervously trying to do some rehearsed steps. But I'm a big fan of just freestyling it, but it does depend on how good a dancer you are. So ladies, I'm going to come over to you. I think I'm going to start with Evie. So Evie, what are your views on this topic? What do you think about first dances?
I definitely did a freestyle, just swaying to the music, awkwardly bopping, and I kind of regret it. I wish we'd done a bit more. Like, I love music, I love to think I can dance, and I do think that when couples, like, when it suits their personality and they want to do like some big dance, go for it. Like, I think it's amazing, as long as you say it's not a flop and they've choreographed it well and got professional help. But actually, I even think that if you aren't going to do a big sort of choreographed dance, it is probably really worthwhile having some dance lessons, just so you're not just swaying and you're just doing like a few little moves or little spins that you can put in, you know, nothing too much, not even necessarily planned, but just so you both know what you're doing if like you suddenly get spun round, I think. Because I think people find it awkward, they don't know what to do. I certainly did find it a bit awkward. So I think, yeah, I wish I'd had some help with my first dance. But yeah, that's just me.
And Kelly, what are your views on this?
I agree, actually, Evie. I've been married nearly 30 years, so a lot has changed. There wasn't really this wonderful kind of trend of having a really great first dance. And I also felt terribly awkward on the day. It looks terrible in my video. Neither me or my husband can dance, but if I was having my time again, I would like to do something just very simple, but just something so it looks like we know what we're doing. So yeah, I think no matter what it is you want to do have a go at, you know, rehearsing this at home, even if it is holding on to each other and swaying or going round and round. I think if you've actually rehearsed it and you do that along with the music you're going to choose, it's going to look a little less awkward. I think that's probably the main thing, is just not to look so awkward. Yeah.
And Amy, saving the expert till last. This is your field of expertise. What are your views?
So for me, it's all about confidence, and it's how the couple feels. And I feel that there are 3 different categories that all couples fit into. The first is the couple they're so confident, they're always on the dance floor, they feel great on the dance floor, they love the attention, and they've got all the dance moves, and they can't wait to do their first dance and show everyone what they can do, and they're not going to practice it, they're just going to hit the floor and they're going to be twirling, and it's going to be amazing. So that's the first type of couple. They're quite rare. And then we've got the middle type of couple, which I think are the most people who like the idea of it, and they really, really want to do it and have a go, but they're really nervous and they're really worried, and everyone's going to be watching them, and it makes them feel so anxious. So for those couples, what I would say to them is to give yourself a confidence boost, help yourself to enjoy it by having some dance lessons. And there are different ways of doing that. So you can, of course, book the service that I organise, which is the private dance lessons that give you a bespoke wedding dance, but that's not for everyone, it's not for everyone's budget. If you can't manage that, you can go along to your local dance studio, you can join a group class. You'll have to fit in with their timetable, with the style they're teaching, but you will just learn to dance together, and it will boost your confidence. And you won't end up with a choreographed routine, but it will make you feel happy and confident on the dance floor. And that is it doesn't matter what you look like, it just matters what it feels like. And if you feel happy and confident, then, because you're only going to do this once. Then you've got my third group of people, who are the people who are so worried about it, they don't want to do it. They're going to feel bad doing it. And for those people, I say just don't do it. You don't have to do it. You're still married if you don't have a first dance. And if that's going to make you feel awkward and embarrassed and uncomfortable on your wedding day, don't do it. Only do things that make you happy on your own wedding day. So yeah, that's where I stand on it.
Thank you for that, Amy. So let's have some comments. So first of all, we have Samantha. So Samantha says, we did a lesson but didn't end up using it because my dress was a little too big for what we practiced. We're pretty good dancers though. We both took ballroom dancing in school. And Sarah said, we had our first dance lesson this week. Future husband was so against it, but he ended up enjoying it. It's nothing fancy or choreographed, but I think it will look great in pictures and help us feel more relaxed when everyone is watching us. It was honestly a really good experience for our relationship and boosted future husband's confidence, and was so nice to have this time together during this crazy time. And Tiffany said, at my friend's wedding, neither of them liked to dance. It ended up looking like an awkward middle school dance. We plan to just look up some YouTube videos and do a little practice before, so we at least know kind of what's going on. So 3 very different views, very different examples. I think the one about the dress is really important. Make sure your dance fits the style of dress that you're wearing, whether your dress is going to be really restrictive like a fishtail or a huge ball gown. Do you have some views on that, Amy, of like people practicing in what they're actually going to...
Oh, completely. Yeah, and it's
or
tricky.
Or like a mock-up, because as a bride, you might not want to wear your dress.
Yeah. So this is the thing, you can't wear your dress to practice, but you can wear a long skirt. Dancing in a floor-length skirt is very different to dancing in any kind of other clothes, really, because you're quite restricted. But what's also really important is your shoes. So if you practice wearing bare feet or trainers, but on the day you're wearing 2-inch heels, then that's going to feel so different for you, but also for your partner, because you'll literally be in a different place. So I would get some shoes that have the same heel height and practice in those. Don't practice in your actual wedding shoes, because they'll probably get stepped on and get ruined.
No, I think that's such a good point. Make sure you're wearing a long skirt if you're going to be wearing a long skirt, and practice in your heels as well, because you don't want all your work to just go to waste because you don't feel as comfortable in your attire in the day. Yeah, great. Well, we also took a poll. So on our poll, surprisingly, I thought 75% of people thought couples should rehearse their first dance, and only 25% said freestyle it. So I think a lot of people might have witnessed some awkward first dances. And Amy, just kind of listening to some other podcasts that you've been on, I think that's how you started your business, wasn't it? By witnessing an awkward first dance.
That's right. And it wasn't about how they were dancing. They just looked mortified. They looked like they were hating every second. And I thought, why are they doing it to themselves? They could have just taken a dance lesson and, given themselves a confidence boost and actually be enjoying this moment. But yeah, that's why I did start what I do now.
Yeah. And I think a really good point is that it's definitely about the confidence. How confident do you feel? Because even if you're a really good dancer, if you're not feeling confident, you just look awkward.
Yeah, and you won't enjoy it and you won't make happy memories. But even if you aren't the best dancer, but you feel confident on that dance floor, and about the moment with your new partner, with your new husband or wife as well, having that memory together and feeling amazing, the feeling is what will take you, you'll remember. You won't remember what you look like, because it's the feeling of dancing that all the endorphins that makes you feel so great.
Yeah, so I guess confidence, and just own it, really. Own what you're doing on the dance floor. Yeah. And just feel good about it. Great. So we're wrapping up. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to Kelly first. Kelly, what do you have to say about first dances and advice for couples?
I think, Amy, your advice about if you really don't want to be that centre of attention and you really are going to hate whatever you do, don't do it. That's probably the best piece of advice tonight. But I would say try, even if it's stepping outside of your comfort zone, try to have some sort of dance choreographed, but it can be just a really simple something. We've all seen the really elaborate ones and they are so much fun, but they're not for everybody. And I think if you're really sort of concerned about doing it, but not enough to not do it at all, keep it kind of punchy, do something simple, but then try to get some other guests to join you on the dance floor as well. And I think if they can see you're enjoying yourself and you're looking relaxed, they're more likely to join in anyway. So I think that's probably a good idea of looking at it, that hey, if we just throw ourselves into this, they're going to enjoy it. They're not actually scrutinizing what we're doing, they just think it's great fun, and then we can get them to join in as well.
Great. And Evie?
Just adding on to what Kelly said, I think I was going to say, like, if you're a bit anxious but not enough to not want to do it, definitely get like your bridal party, groomsmen, etc. involved. But I have been at weddings where the bride and groom are up there awkwardly trying to beckon people on, so maybe have a quiet word with your bridal party parents beforehand and say sort of like, we'll give you the eye, sort of a couple of verses in to come and join us.
Like save us, basically.
Yeah. Although some people literally they're going like this. So I think if you've kind of pre-organised that they're aware that they're going to step in at some point, then that obviously reduces the awkwardness for everyone. But I love someone had said in the comments about how it brought them closer having the dance lessons in the lead up to wedding. And weddings are difficult times, like you're doing lots of things that you've never done before. There's a lot of extra pressure on you, like from your families, like as partners, making sure everything's organised. And I do think that actually it's a great idea to have like a dance lesson, whether, like Amy said, it's a private lesson because you're looking for sort of more one-to-one tuition, or just like getting down your local sort of ballroom dancing club just to have a spin around, but just to bring you closer together, because it's just to sort of focus on you two, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Great. And Amy, some closing words of advice, please.
So I would say to think about the length you're dancing for, especially if you're very nervous. It doesn't have to be long. It can just be a short, you haven't used the whole song, you can just use a short part of it. So for example, every dance with Strictly Come Dancing is 1 minute 30 seconds. And I'm sure we've all seen that, and I'm sure the dance has never ended and we've all thought, well, that was a bit quick. So, you haven't got to dance for the whole song, which can be 3 or 4 minutes. Just dance to the first part, or just dance to your favourite part of it. And that can help with the management of your nerves as well.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching. And join us again when we give you more, hopefully, great advice.